Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the seventh Resolutions Committee meeting. Um, Before we get started, we should probably do a roll call. I'll let our secretary, Erica Letford, take over there.
Thank you, Chairman. CD1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Present.
6,
Present.
7, 8,
Present.
9, 10,
Present.
11,
I'm here.
12, 12, 13,
Present.
14, 15,
Present.
16,
16 present.
17,
Present.
18, 19, 20, 21,
Present.
oh, 22,
Present.
I'm gonna go anytime.
23, 24,
Present.
25,
Present.
26, 27,
Present.
28, 29, 30, 31, 32,
Present.
33, 34,
Present.
35, 36, 37, and roll is call.
Thank you, Erica. Yeah, okay, we just got quorum. That's great. I was right there before some people came in toward the end.
Did we miss anyone? Because a bunch of people jumped in kind of as we were taking roll.
Yeah, let's ask, is there anybody here who didn't respond or came in late? No? Okay. Yeah, I believe everybody came in before they were called.
Okay.
So that's
I
perfect.
just saw people jump in as we started, so I wasn't sure.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Chairman, do you have my list? It just disappeared.
It's here. It's
Okay.
column Z. Yeah. I hid the other columns because we don't need them, quite frankly.
Okay.
In fact, probably don't need these columns either. That should make life easy. Okay. Let's jump right into it and try and get through the ones we couldn't get to yesterday that creatively we need to see if they got through 10 plus. So let me see. Citizenship, citizenship, citizenship. Okay, perfect. These two.
Can you share?
Yes. Did someone? Okay. All right. So we are now going to look at 2047, 2115, and 2142. Okay. Let's pull these up. 2047. 2115. Oopsie. And 2142. All right, let me move Zoom over here. Let me move this over here. And then now I will share screen. And to whoever called out my Discord notifications yesterday, I have exited Discord for this meeting now. Thank you for that. Okay. All right. We have items 2047. There are some recommended changes. There is item 2115, which is more about ice. And accountability for ice, not abolishment of ice. And then we have 2142, which is related to citizenship. Okay. Is there a motion to consider any of these three items?
I motion to consider for adoption items 2047, 2115, and 2142.
I second.
Okay, so we're gonna try and adopt all three, or
Or amend and adopt, like basically just consider them all as like one and kind of combine them. I think that would be the right motion for that.
got it. Okay, thank you.
If I need to change my motion, I can to get that to work, but
Yeah,
just
I think
consider them
we
all as
may
one.
need to there because 2115 has more to do with accountability of ICE.
So then so for that to work, would just be 2047 and 2142.
That's right, yes.
Yeah, I motion that then. I motion to consider 2047 and 2142.
Well, we had a motion in a second. I'm gonna need you to withdraw your first motion.
I withdraw my first motion, then do that second part.
Okay, there we go.
I'm figuring out this order.
Yes, okay. So we have a motion. Do we have a second to consider items 2142 and 2047?
Second.
Thank you. Okay. All
Okay.
right. So of these two, I have them both on screen. I don't know if they're big enough for y'all to read. Let me see if I can zoom in. There we go. A little bit. Is there a way for me to hide these? No, there isn't. Okay.
Better.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a preference on which one we should use here?
I think 2142 is more detailed and written better, but 2047 brought up a couple of really good points.
Okay, so then we'll use 2142 for the base and bring in items from 2047. Okay, all right. There are a lot of suggested changes. The grammatical ones here. We'll just accept these. Yeah, that's that. That's that. Great. Great.
I believe that the grammatically correct way would be to do it written out without parentheses and then the abbreviation in parentheses. Maybe that's something we could fix later.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that is correct. You're right. Yeah, we can just fix that right now. Okay. And on this one, we have a suggestion by Jackie to add an even death here. Is there a motion to consider this?
So
I think-
moved.
Okay. Oh, okay. That was second. Okay. So there was some movement second. All right. Is there any further discussion on adding and even death here?
It sounds wonky Like I like what it's saying. I just think I kept reading it weird.
I agree. I couldn't think, it was kind of late when I was working on this, but I know that we do need to make a point that there have been deaths. But I'm totally fine with however we want to word it. I thought of it and I decided to just put it in. We could address it together.
I think what
Really
might be
tired,
throwing y'all
so
off is
I
how
don't know
there's a
how it needs to
comma.
be rephrased.
I think what might be throwing y'all off is how there's a comma after death. It might flow better if it's an even death of migrants. Um, that might make it flow better, but let me know.
Or would it be even the death? Would that make it flow a little better?
I could see that working. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So do you have a motion to amend this amendment to say and even the death as opposed to and even deaths?
So moved.
Do you have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 No.
Aye.
Nay.
Aye.
Any opposed? The amendment to the amendment carries. Okay, back to the issue of the amendment. Is there any further discussion on adding the phrase "and even the death of migrants" or and even the death? Hearing none, we're going to go into a vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Ooh, okay. Just want to see one thing. Okay, cool. Someone got it. Thank you. Okay. Did I'm not sure if I asked for any opposed. If any opposed, hearing none, motion carries. Has been. Oh, there's another suggestion here. Has been associated with reports of deaths. Okay. Is there a motion for this amendment where, as opposed to our first amendment, instead of saying "and even the death of migrants," the phrase would be "has been associated with reports of deaths of migrants."
Do we need to say reports if we know for a fact that there have been some deaths?
We don't need to, and that is why it is up to the committee to decide if we should take this change up.
I think it's fine as it.
I looked it up and 2015 was the deadliest year on record for immigration for migrants and immigrants. So I do think that the way it's worded is probably okay.
All right, well, hearing no motion, we're not going to accept this change. Okay. All right. And that
Oh,
is
there was one grammatical thing Yassine pointed out where since it's not a list, we don't need the comma there.
that is fine. And then I know somebody mentioned earlier they wanted to bring in some of the clauses from 2047 into here. Is there a motion for whoever wanted that? I'm not exactly sure what you intended.
Well, somebody pointed out that those were good that those were good points, and I don't disagree. I just didn't know if that was your intent.
Yeah, these are great points. I mean, we can always bring them in here as well.
Yeah,
I'd
when
So I
say-
just need a motion.
I was
I think-
looking over them last night and I thought that those, if we could combine them, I just hadn't seen us really combine them yet. So I didn't know what exactly we could do or how we could do that. So I just wanted
Make a motion. Just
some-
make a motion. Be like, hey, I move to take this specific whereas clause and add it to, 2142 after wherever. So if you make a motion and we get a second, we can do it.
I make a motion to add these two whereas clause that have been highlighted.
I'll second.
Okay. And where would you like these?
Maybe towards the end on 2142 to be the last two.
Although I would say probably the one that that starts with the federal immigration is primary federal responsibility, that should go probably towards like this as a second one. Just because you talk about that and then we talk about a bunch of federal stuff.
That makes
Got
sense.
it.
The
Yeah.
best way that it flows works.
Yeah.
So we're adding this first highlighted whereas clause as clause 2, and the second whereas clause at the end. Like that. Okay? Is that okay with everybody real quick? Yeah, it makes sense to me. So,
Yep.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on adding these two whereas clauses into 2142? Hearing none. We'll take it for a vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none. Motion carries. Okay. On to the next one here. There is one more highlight. Oh, don't like this clause. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right. Is there any further discussion on 2142 and or 2047? Hearing none, let's get to the vote. All in favor of adopting motion or resolution 2142, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Adopted as amended.
Do we have a
Okay.
running list of which ones we passed, or is that just the tracker?
It's the tracker.
Okay.
So, okay. We can now come back to 2115 as it was not related. Combined with 2142. Approved. And let's see, 2115, how many people?
I think it's not enough.
It's 0. Or is it 7? What line am I on? There's 7. Yeah. We don't have to take it up, but let's look at it again. So this is item 2115. I do want to try and make sure we get through, all the ones possible. So item 2115 dealt with ICE accountability. We previously passed resolutions dealing with, abolishment of ICE. I don't believe they had anything to do with the accountability of current ICE agents. So therefore, this would be a separate resolution. This one had 7. Let me see if there's anything else.
I'd argue if we already passed a resolution to abolish ICE, it kind of seems weird to also pass one to like put accountability on it.
You can abolish ICE and still hold the ICE agents accountable who perpetrated whatever they did.
Fair point. I withdraw. Withdraw
Yes.
my point.
Yeah, and so let me see if there's anything else about accountability ICE. That's funny. ICE and police come up in the search. Okay. I cannot find abolish ICE. All these are all about abolish ICE. Yeah. Okay. So this one has 7, but I believe it is in the vein of enough people wanting something to have to say about this. We would need a 2/3 vote to consider this one, if that's okay with the committee.
Real quick, that
Yes.
fourth, I don't know if this is the right place to say it, but that fourth whereas is confusing because it's talking about the 2 deaths in Minneapolis, and then it's talking about, it's also saying including the death of a 23-year-old Texan.
Yeah, we can wordsmith that after we have a motion to discuss item 2115.
Sorry.
Yeah, no
So
worries.
moved.
So, okay, we have a motion to consider item 2115 for adoption. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Well, okay, no. I need
Might be easier to ask if anyone's opposed. That's probably a shorter list.
yes, let's do anyone opposed to the idea of considering item 2115. There we go. Great, thank you. That's fantastic. Hearing none, we now know that at least 2/3 of the committee present approve of considering item 2115. Therefore, we meet the requirement of any resolution that did not meet the 10 CD threshold. Okay, so item 2115. There are several adjusted changes. These look like they're grammatical. I'm going to approve these. Somebody has this highlighted. I don't know who does. Let's see.
Oh, that might have been me. Sorry.
Yep, that's you. Okay. Is there any further discussion on item 2115? I know somebody stated that this whereas clause is a little weird.
Point of like information on that, I guess.
Yes.
Or I looked it up. I believe they're referencing 2 separate events. So there was the stuff that happened in Minneapolis, and then I believe a few months before, there was a San Antonio man named Ruben Ray Martinez who was killed by ICE agents.
Yeah, I knew
So
about it. I think
I
maybe
Well, I need a motion to wordsmith this. So if anybody has an idea,
yeah.
it would be great.
Ooh, can I think I figured it. If I can do so, I move to amend it so it looks like this.
what about if we add Minneapolis
Yeah.
to the 2 civilian deaths?
So it would I motion we change it so it says, whereas recent enforcement actions have resulted in civilian deaths, including the death of a 23-year-old Texan, and widespread concerns about the tactics and impact of communities across the nation, including Texas. So just kind of not
You
saying
could-
Minneapolis isn't important, but just for the sake of that whereas statement.
Was that a
Chop that out.
was
So
that a motion?
yes.
Motion.
I second it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any further discussion on this amendment? All in favor of this amendment, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, amendment carries. Okay.
Oh, I just want to point out that the resolution on the other ICE that were passed, it's really the resolve clauses that we're looking at. The resolve is Texas Democratic supports abolishing ICE and replacing it with a model that safeguards human rights and due process while recognizing the need for border security. When you look at this resolve clause, I mean, it's basically stating the same thing. So if you're going to talk about holding ICE agents accountable, you need to have a resolve clause that calls them, says so. But this doesn't. All it is, it talks about restructuring ICE, which we've already
That's a good
passed.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So the resolve clauses do not relate to the whereas clauses. You are absolutely correct. Do you have a motion to fix that?
No.
Okay.
I make a motion to remove that resolve clause.
Both of them or just one?
The one that relates to abolishing ICE and restructuring or replacing it with a safe model.
Okay. We have a motion to remove this resolve clause. Oopsie. I'm not in suggesting mode. There we go. All right. Do we have a second on that?
Second.
Okay, we have a second. Is there any further discussion on this amendment?
I mean, I kind of agree with this. Kind of feels like we're like I thought of it earlier, said it earlier, and it kind of felt like, yeah, we're kind of passing two resolutions that say the same thing. I think that changes it a little bit, but I don't think it changes it significantly enough to make it different.
Yeah,
We can always add more resolve clauses.
Yeah.
I think that's what we need to do is probably add a resolve clause that calls for the accountability of officers breaking laws and harming civilians and immigrants.
but what we're doing is we're writing a resolution. We're rewriting
Yeah.
a resolution basically, and that's not what our job is to do. It's significantly rewriting it based when the resolve clauses are the meat of the resolution. It's what we want to accomplish. By eliminating the resolve clauses and putting something in, we significantly changed it. Even though the word clause don't match.
I agree with him. We'd be changing it too much.
Yeah.
That's not our scope.
So
I mean, if I may, I don't see the issue with the whereas clauses. I see where y'all are getting from, but I think it's okay in the sense that it's going for it can still fit in with the resolve clause. It's just not perfect.
yeah, this would have been the work done by the temporary committee, but as we found out, the temporary committee never met. And so we're also kind of doing the work of the temporary committee. The permanent committee, yes, either, normally just approve, deny, or slightly amend. But this would have been temporary committee work that we now have to do.
But then we need a resolve clause that resolves that the team supports federal legislation that holds ICE agents accountable for their actions, past, present, and future.
There you go. That's a great resolve clause. We can do that, but right now we have a motion on the floor to get rid of this first resolve clause. So is there any further discussion on this amendment to remove this first resolve clause? Hearing none. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Now, somebody did mention we need a proper resolve clause.
I move that I move the following resolve clause be put in. Therefore, be hereby resolved that the Texas Democratic Party support federal legislation that holds ICE agents accountable past, future, and present. Past, present, and future for their actions.
Second.
Slow down there for a second. I'm going to type this, or if you could type it, that'd be great. Resolve what?
That the Texas Democratic Party supports federal legislation that holds ICE agents accountable for their acts, for their past, present, and future actions.
That the Texas Democratic Party
supports federal legislation that holds ICE agents accountable for their past, present, and future actions.
Point of information, since this isn't my amendment, might we describe what those actions are that we find egregious? Something to the effect of maybe, for example, violating civil liberties or something of that nature, maybe?
Do you need a second before we discuss?
We will need to do that after this amendment because we have a motion on the floor. Oh, we don't have a second. You're right. We can actually amend it here. Good catch.
Second.
Oh, well, now we can't amend it further.
Yeah.
Now we okay.
I'm Go ahead, David.
So I'm open to any suggestions as far as defining what the actions are.
Wouldn't that be in the second whereas clause?
Sounds to me like it should be in a whereas clause.
Yeah, and I think it would be covered in the second one.
Yeah.
Whereas under the Trump administration, immigration customs enforcement has faced significant criticism for inhumane conditions, lack of accountability, and violation of civil rights.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a good point.
And then we talk about the deaths, and then we talk about their recent enforcement actions have resulted in the deaths, specifically in civilian deaths. Yeah.
Looks like it's covered.
All right.
I would.
I have a question.
Yes.
So is there a reason we're limiting it to federal legislation? Could we not say?
Constitutionally, immigration is a federal issue. So
Uh-huh.
any change that would be done to hold ICE accountable would have to be done at the federal level.
Okay, so states can't
So,
hold them.
well,
if they
Not
kill
real
somebody.
Within
Point-
reason, but large scale, it's gonna be
Point.
federal level. Yeah.
Point of information, I slightly disagree with that being the only route that they can be held accountable, only because Minnesota has already successfully
Yeah.
levied charges against agents that committed acts there that violated state law.
That's correct.
So the precedent's there. Now, whether they're convicted, like we all know that's a whole different
Yeah.
story, but they did successfully file charges and no judge has dismissed them yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. This just, yeah, true. But I mean, my thing is like, I also think that that's dependent on state law and stuff, but like state laws and stuff, but
That was another
yeah.
yeah, and
clause
I think
Yeah. Let's we could
yeah,
focus on that one. Yeah.
this is
Or we could
specific.
just-
I like specificity.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we can add that as another resolve clause. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
We also consider maybe adding besides ICE agents like Department of Homeland Security, Customs Border Patrol, and even like local law enforcement, because they have all been getting involved in these situations as well.
I
The
think that would be
resolution
out
is in
of scope.
support of accountability of
Yeah.
ICE.
Oh, okay.
So,
Just for clarification, we have the 287G, even though it's a federal program, enters with local county law enforcement. So maybe that's why the other
I-
members are trying to.
Yeah,
to
I mean,
hint
yeah, I stand corrected. I'm just like, I think the most effective would probably be at the federal level, because there's a lot more levers the Congress, for example, can pull to hold them accountable than a bunch of local officials in Texas.
Yes, but the
That was
287.
my only logic. That was it. It's like, oh, there's I think focusing it on federal
well,
puts
here's
it
the thing.
where the
This is
impact is.
specifically talking about federal legislation.
Yeah.
We can add another resolve clause about states
Yeah.
prosecutions. That's a separate
Yeah.
resolve clause.
Yeah.
So back to the question at hand. Is there any further discussion on this amendment, specifically about federal legislation? Hearing none, let's take it for a vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now I'm going to need a motion for another further resolve clause. Sean Brown, I see your hands up.
I move to add a resolve clause that says the following. Be it further resolved that the Texas Democratic Party supports take out supports, calls on the state legislature to take action to hold take out federal ICE agents responsible for committing heinous acts that violate laws on the books in the state of Texas. That sounds very wordy, but something to that effect.
Do we
If
just
somebody
want to
has
say
a better idea how to say
again?
that.
Say the part in the middle again. Because right now I have the Texas
Say that
Democratic
one more
Party
time.
calls on. I have the Texas Democratic Party calls on the state legislator.
To
Then
hold accountable ICE agents who commit heinous acts in violation of Texas state law.
Should we put the state legislature and the judicial system, state judicial system?
I'm okay with adding that in there. Where would be the best place to put that?
The state
But
and the state legislature and the state judicial system.
I'm okay with that.
Could we just repeat? I put it in there, but could we just repeat the same the same phrasing? Holds ICE agents accountable for their past, present, future actions. With just replace that part after the and state judicial system to hold, and just kind of repeat that.
Sure. So let's add past, present, and future actions in violation of Texas state
Yeah.
law. Or that violate Texas state laws. Probably more grammatically correct, I would think.
There we go. Okay, so we now have a motion that says we're adding some resolve clause. The Texas Democratic Party calls on the state legislature and the state judicial system to hold ICE agents accountable for the past, present, and future actions that violate Texas state law. Now, therefore, be it further. Do we have a second on this motion?
Second.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on this amendment? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Okay. Is there any further discussion on item 2115? Hearing none. Let's take it for a vote. All in favor of adopting item 2115, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? 2115 has been adopted as amended. Teamwork. Okay. Where is my list?
Makes the dream work.
Yeah. And we approve this one. Okay. On to the next set. Guns. That should be fun. We're going to look at items 2128 and 2135.
They're the same.
Oh,
They're the same.
get away with this. Gun prevention in Texas, gun safety, assault weapons ban, gun control. Yes, I can get away with it. Perfect. All right. We're going to look at items 2128 and 2135.
Those
Yeah.
are the same.
Yeah, I think they're the exact same. Yeah.
Oh, they're the exact same. Okay. Do we have a preference for which one?
No, I think they're the exact same because they're
I know,
both written by
just pick a
you.
number.
Yeah.
Just pick a
Yeah, one of them got basically the result twice.
I
Yes, you
motion
do.
to consider and adopt item 2135.
2135. Okay.
Yeah. That's the one with the less edits on it.
And I second.
Are these both mine?
Yeah, they're the only change in 2128 is it says now therefore be it resolved was like twice.
Yes.
That's the only difference.
Okay. All right. Okay. Is there any further discussion on item 2135?
Wait a second. Did we get a second?
Yeah.
Did we get a second? I
Yeah,
thought
we did.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Is there any further discussion on item 2135?
Can you give me a moment to read it?
Sure. No, not a problem. I'll give it a minute.
I don't know if this would make any difference, but it is the leading killer of children in the United States of America.
Under a certain age.
Yeah.
Young children, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact age, but I know that fact is correct.
Yeah, I don't know if that.
We can add it in. I just need a motion.
Second.
I need a motion. That's not a motion.
Which motion are we looking for? Because I have one to add that's different than that.
Adding that this is the number one cause of child mortality, I guess.
I hereby make a motion to, is it a whereas clause? Yes,
Yeah.
that'd be a whereas clause.
Yeah.
A whereas clause that says the following. Death by firearm is the number one killer of children.
Well, hang on. You're not typing,
Wait.
right?
What?
You're not typing, right?
No, if somebody else will type that. I'm
Okay.
still at work.
All right. Whereas,
Death by firearm is the number one killer of children, comma, more than car accidents, comma, and even more than cancer. And that I know is true because after it was on Jon Stewart's show, I looked it up.
okay, I have number one killer of children, comma, and then
More
Death
than,
by firearm, more than car accidents, comma, and even more than cancer.
It's up to the age of 19.
Yeah, I forget the age. If anybody has the age, I'd be happy to throw it in there, but I forget what the age was.
Could we
Supposedly
just
zero.
put more than car accidents and cancer instead of
I'm
even
fine with that too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I have a
Just-
flair for the dramatics
yeah,
sometimes.
just concise.
So the motion is to add this whereas clause, whereas death by firearm is the number one killer of children, more than car accidents and more than cancer.
I think it should say in the United States
Yes.
after
Oh, yeah.
children.
Yeah.
The number one killer of children in the United States.
And then the more than before cancer is repetitive, it should just be more than car accidents and cancer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we have our motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Cool. Is there any further discussion on this amendment? Hearing none. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Right.
Any opposed? Cool. Amendment carries, and that looks grammatical. All right, back to
I've been double checking the numbers for the prevention, like the red flag laws and the last whereas statements. I don't think those are entirely accurate. I'm trying to find more accurate numbers, but I can't find those exact numbers. I'll keep looking.
It's
Yeah,
too
I
late.
do remember I looked these ones up. That's why.
Yeah.
I see Sean's hand up.
Yes, thank you. Before I forget my motion, I make a motion to add a resolve clause.
Okay. Where
Yeah.
would you like it?
At the end is fine. It's one more supportive restriction that's been on my mind, especially because it's prevalent here in Texas. The resolve clause reads, "Be it further resolved, the Texas Democratic Party calls on the Texas legislature to pass legislation closing the quotation marks gun show loophole that allows private sellers who are not licensed firearm dealers to sell their weapons without conducting background checks."
Yes.
I got do gun show loophole.
So that's in quotation marks. Let's see, where was my thought at? Which allows not private sellers who are not licensed firearm dealers to sell their firearms privately without conducting background checks.
I second.
Just want to point out that the first resolve clause kind of touches on that.
Oh, I don't know if a motion's been made. Sorry.
I just have a question. How would that impact, for example, an individual has a gun that wants to sell to his brother or something like that? Would he be considered a private seller?
Yes. Anybody that sells them privately per the Texas state law as it sits now is not required to do a background check. Only the FFL dealers are.
I think Jacqueline was stating this, but how does that amendment with that resolved clause, that isn't that restating the first resolved clause?
Is there a resolve clause for that and
Yeah.
I missed it?
Yeah.
It's included in the first
Universal
resolved
background.
clause.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I withdraw my motion, but I do have a different one that I think might be important.
Okay.
So let me change. Can I amend my own or do I need to withdraw it
No,
first?
you never had a second, so you don't need to withdraw. We can just
Okay.
Yeah. So you can make a new motion.
Be it further resolved that the Texas Democratic Party calls on the state legislature to pass legislation requiring some sort of mental wellness checks in regards to purchasing firearms.
Would those be red flag laws?
Yeah.
So
Well,
then
red
maybe-
flag laws remove firearms if you already have them, but currently to my understanding, and maybe somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, if you're a new purchaser of a firearm, your mental instability, if you have, say, bipolar disorder, paranoid schizophrenia, or anything of the nature, because of HIPAA laws, there's restrictions like they can't stop you from buying a weapon if you don't already have one.
So then maybe
That's
would it
my
be a good way
understanding.
to add something like to pave the way for red flag laws to work when passed or something like that? Like it might, connect back a little better. But also if you think it's an unnecessary addition, it's fine.
I I I will say that like mental health and that isn't like a constant thing. Like someone who is bipolar isn't just completely incapable of holding a gun or owning a firearm for their entire life. So that's kind of why what kind of the purpose of red flag laws is that like if someone is having a mental health crisis or something like that, it allows it to be removed for that situation rather than just a blanket kind of ban, which would be hard to implement and kind of manage.
Got it. Okay.
And red flags are covered by that second resolve clause.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Okay.
What if instead of a resolve clause, we just do background checks and mental health checks in the resolve clause?
But
I
what is a
don't have
mental
a
health
second
check?
yet.
Yeah.
What are they
Uh,
what are they checking?
Yeah, that's that's
I'll
kind of the
second
thing
it.
is
Details.
Okay, well,
No database.
that was just a question. You
Yeah.
just seconded adding this resolve clause. So now we will consider this
Second.
new resolve clause.
Okay.
Is there any further discussion on this amendment to add this resolve clause stating that the Texas Democratic Party calls on the state legislature to pass legislation requiring mental health checks before allowing anyone to purchase firearms?
I think you need to define what mental health checks are. I don't think we
Yeah.
you can state
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We don't need to define that. The law needs to define it.
Correct. We're asking them to do it. It's up to them to figure out how it happens.
All right. Is there any further discussion on adding this resolve clause? Hearing none, let's take it for a vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
no.
Nay.
Ooh, that's close. I'm going to call for division there. Erica.
Point of information, can we have the vote up on the screen?
Yes.
Thank you.
What item was this? 2135. All right. Erica, please take it away. Erica, are you there?
Sorry, there you go.
Okay.
CD1, CD1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Aye.
6, 7.
Wait, I'm here, CD6. What is the vote on?
Fourth amendment, the fourth resolve.
Yeah.
Can you come back to me, please? I'm sorry, I had to step out for a second so I can read that amendment.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're on CD7. Yeah.
7 said yes.
No. 6 said come back to them later.
Okay. 8,
Aye.
9, 10, 11,
Yes.
12.
Oh, I think I might have been muted. Did you did you say CD 10?
Yes.
That would be a no on mine. Sorry.
12, 13.
13 nay.
13. 14. 15. 16.
Yes.
17.
Abstain.
18. 19. 20. 21.
Yes. Aye.
22.
Yes.
23. 24.
Aye.
25.
Aye.
26. 27.
Aye.
28. 29. 30. 31. 32.
Aye.
33.
No.
34.
No.
35. 36. 37.
Okay. And we come back to CD6. Yes or no?
Aye.
All right. The ayes have it with a vote of 11 to 4. Motion carries. I shouldn't have closed that. Okay. All right. This new resolve clause has been added. Is there any further discussion on item 2135? Hearing none, we'll take it for a vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Adopted as amended. Good job, everybody.
Point of information.
Yes.
It has Rosalie as present, and I know she's not.
Let me
Because
see.
she would have talked already for like 20 minutes.
Be nice, man.
I am being nice.
Right, yeah, she hasn't, I mean, yeah, she hasn't said anything. I don't think she's voted, so yeah, I think,
That is true. Rosalie is not present.
do we have a quorum then, or?
Yes, we have a quorum because
And
people
Sean is here.
what CD is that?
I'm sorry, it's CD 34 is here. 33, I believe. I'm sorry, David Fisher. Like,
Here.
There we go. Yeah, we saw quorum. I've
Okay,
been in the chat just to make enough.
okay,
okay.
just,
No, good catch. Quorum
Yeah.
calls are a thing.
Yeah.
Which, if you've been to any of the past conventions, the past two have ended with quorum calls. Point of personal privilege here. At the South Padre SDEC meeting, I actually reformed those rules to where you can do a quorum call, but not within 15 minutes of an item passing. Because previously people were using it as a way to stop something from being passed.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like a filibuster?
Yeah.
That
Right.
sounds like a trick the GOP would use.
Yeah, no, yeah, it prevents, yeah, I mean, it prevents literally like just saying, oh, a bunch of people run out and call for a quorum. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So we did prevent that.
Yeah.
So whatever happened at the last few conventions will not happen again.
okay, cool, neat.
they're not going to hold all the business into the last second.
No, absolutely not. Okay. The machine did do 2118, 2144, and 2152, but combined no new detention centers in El Paso, ending the school to prison pipeline, banning police in schools, and mandatory police transparency and accountability measures. None of these are similar enough, and they did not meet thresholds. So we will move on. We can consider that one later if we want to. Police Accountability and Reform 2126. Let's see what the others say. Oh, it's the same one up here. Okay, 2126. Did not meet the threshold, which is, and this one is specifically talking about eliminating qualified immunity for law enforcement. Well, that could work with qualified immunity with mandatory police transparency and accountability, and law enforcement must follow rules and regulations. So 128, 130, 132. 128 has 7. Oh no, 128 has 25. 130 has 7. 132 has 9. Oh, not 132. 7, 1, and 3. Okay. I'm going to look into these. Let's see real quick if 2144 and 2126 have similar items.
Did you skip 2118? It says we'll take up.
Yes, because it did not have enough. There were some other things that the machine, like I use machine learning to try and combine them, and it's not a perfect system, right? But it did give me snippets of it in one of the columns, and unfortunately, they were not close enough to where I could consider them substantially similar. And so we can take it up later, but
Well, 2118 deals with El Paso County specifically. It's a local issue, so it's not something that we really should take up anyway.
right, exactly. And so I'm looking at now 2144 and 2126, if they are similar enough. 2144
What was the other one?
and 2126.
So there's not much in 2126.
Okay, 2126 is qualified immunity. 2124 is ending school to prison pipeline.
It's one of yours.
I know. I don't believe I have enough though, so
Yeah.
I don't think I can consider it right now. We can come
Yeah,
back to it one day.
Yeah, it does. They're not really related.
Yeah,
So
so I can't do that one right now. And we're just gonna have to ignore these for now. Okay.
Should we mark them in a way that we know to come back to them?
Yes, I marked it as defer.
Okay, got it.
Yes. 2106. Countywide voting. I know for a fact that has more than whatever's here. So yes. 21.
It's really important to us in Dallas.
Yeah.
what was the
I know
number?
for 2106.
Yeah, there was a bunch I remember reading through that had those.
Yeah. So
I wrote that again on countywide access to universal access to countywide voting, and mine was the 2013 or 2014, something like that. Because some people added some additional whereas clauses, which I don't think were really necessary, but just to point that out.
let me see. 2013
Yeah,
is
is it just my imagination, or did we consider one? I thought already.
2031 is the one is mine, I believe.
You may be
It's
thinking the one that we considered and passed as amended was related to, I think, ranked choice voting. I think that's the only one we've considered so far.
All right.
yes. Okay. So we have 2031 and 2106. They are similar. So we can look at both of them. Yes, Allison, I see your hands up.
Hi, sorry, I had to run real quick when we started this. I have one that was also similar, but it was assigned with an R. Does that mean it went to rules?
No, it means it's similar to one of the other ones already.
Okay, so
That were numbered.
did we bring it up or did we mention that?
Um,
Or is it here with it?
so because it's similar to one of these with an R number,
Okay.
it's referring back to one of these two. And so
All
these
right.
are the two that we're supposed to consider, according to Jonathan.
Okay, that's the one I've been hanging out in your guys' rooms trying to try. I just want to make sure one of these, because I think they got like 8 counties on these ones, and then I saw that 2 of the other ones got pushed down to another area, and I wanted to make sure they all got put together and considered, so that's somewhere one of these.
Are these the exact same?
They sure
They're the
look
exact
like it.
same.
Yeah,
They
so
are.
I noticed that too, that it looks like somebody just really liked the original author from somewhere, I think in Dallas, and then they
I'm,
copied it
I'm
over.
I'm the original author, and I sent it out to since I sent it out to other CDs and conventions.
Yeah, so this is item 2031, which is lower number, which means you are the original author. Do we have a motion to consider item 2031 for adoption?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Seconded.
Is there any further discussion on this motion?
Can I make a resolution to amend?
A motion to amend, yes.
Yeah, I have to see. I think I have a resolved on another one. I'm going to read through this. I have a resolution on mine just to
Which one? Do you have the number for yours? I can probably
yeah.
just copy.
Sorry. Let me pull it up. It's an R. That is
Close.
includes a just opposing all the other shenanigans that goes along with what went on here in Dallas. R1183.
Okay. Okay, I don't have your original. I just have the whereas clauses that was submitted.
Okay. Oh, because of that issue that happened with the...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so I will read it then.
Or if you could type it into item 2031, that would be great.
Copy and paste it. I have way too many things open right now. 2 Zoom meetings at the same time. At my county convention, they voted to add this amendment, so
Sure. Yeah, we can absolutely consider that.
I said I would make sure. And my my chair's husband was a previous judge and senator in Harrison County, so he wrote this specifically
It's
himself.
item 001, I believe. Jazz, it's item 001. Final draft.
2001?
No, 001 in y'all's PDFs.
Yeah, basically it says whereas it's essential to the platform of the Texas Democratic Party. That's where I think the reason that it was sent over has an R in front of it.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Just sort of quoting that.
Yeah. As soon as you paste it in, we can consider it.
Okay, resolved. Texas Advocate.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix the system for next year. My God.
That won't happen again, huh?
Just one platform for all of this. No, like 30 different things.
Right.
You actually have an extra year. Isn't the next convention in 2028?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So there you go. Now you got double the time.
At the time also of this county
It's gonna
convention.
run away from the resolutions committee.
Facing that SAVE Act.
The point of this whole resolution is that the law needs to be changed to allow the parties to have countywide voting, and not allow one party to dictate to the other party about not to have it. It caused such chaos, and I mean I had
Right. So there are, I guess, technically 2 issues. One is that there's a decoupling, and then there's also the countywide polling program that is not accessible to everyone right now.
What's the decoupling? Oh yeah.
Because we're coupled in that if it's determined in Texas anyway, having joint primaries requires a universal agreement. So both parties have to agree. So at any time, either the Republican Party can say no or the Democrat Party can say no, and that forces the other party into whichever.
Right,
So
right.
what
And
happened this year with
and that's what
Williamson?
we're asking not to happen. That's what my resolve clause at the end says. It calls upon the Texas legislature to amend the Texas Election Code to decouple the requirement for a joint form the authorization of countywide voting. And then the next one is that Texas advocates for legislative change that allows the political party to utilize the program independently and ensures that a county is approved for the program who's approved. So on. I'm sorry, it's so small on the screen. It's hard for me to read it. But it's doing both.
Is it okay for it to do both?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as we've been putting things together, I'm thinking they're both within the same chapter.
Yep.
I worked for the Dallas Democratic Party, and we worked on this as far as trying to prevent us from not having countywide voting. So it was one of those things that we've been working on forever, but it has to be a legislative change. It should not ever happen again. But the Republican Party wants. I mean, the past chair said that this the Republican Party said this is a good mechanism to disrupt elections.
Okay. Allison, do you have your amendment
Oh, I put it in the chat.
in the chat?
Oh, where was I? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was hoping you'd do it in the Google Sheet. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I can probably do that.
Okay.
I have a sheet.
I will say your first resolve clause, I think, is already in there.
Yes, that's in there.
Okay.
The word decouple or
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, let me get which Google Sheet is.
I got it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So what I'll do here. We'll put it here because the last one's pretty absolute. And then this. Okay, so we have a motion to add this resolve statement. Resolve that the members of this convention of the Texas Democratic Party, I'm going to fix that real quick. Or just that, that the Texas Democratic Party opposes any and all efforts to make voting more difficult in state, federal, or local elections, and urge our elected representatives to make the right of the people to vote less burdensome, and to take action against any and all measures that attempt to do so.
Second.
Yep. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on this amendment? Hearing none. All in favor of this amendment, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, amendment carries. Okay, on the item of adopting resolution 2021.
I want to say something.
Oh, yes.
The very last resolved. Can
Mm-hmm.
you? I think it needs to. It's already at the resolutions committee, so it should be resolved that this resolution be. I don't even know if that resolution is needed. No, resolved is needed. Read it.
Oh yeah, that's us.
Was that a motion to delete the last resolve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I make a motion that we
Yes.
delete the last resolve.
Second.
Wait, but it still talks about the Texas House and Senate, and it would be sent to the.
Okay. Then I make a motion that we amend it.
Delete this.
Okay.
We have to deal with that first.
Okay.
Do you withdraw your motion?
I withdraw my motion.
Thank you. All right. Now do we have a motion to amend this to just say to be forwarded to.
Did we want to forward it to the delegates too? Is that maybe what the original resolve statement meant?
No, no. It was from the Dallas County Convention to move it to the Resolutions Committee of the Texas Democratic Party. So
I see. Thank you, David.
sure.
So what I'm hearing is there's supposed to be a motion that says that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to members of the Texas House and Senate to be included in their legislative priorities.
Good.
So moved.
Second.
Cool. All right. Is there any further discussion on this?
Shouldn't it say Democratic members of the Texas House, not just members, unless we want
Send
this
it to
resolution to be
everybody.
sent
Who
to?
cares?
That's right.
Who cares if
Just
Republicans
post
get
it
it
in all the
too?
bathroom stalls.
Yes.
Wallpaper all the rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin Luther that.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any further discussion on the amendment here? Hearing none, all in favor of this amendment, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
There is one thing that we deleted the 2 by accident.
The what?
Forwarded.
Yep.
2.
Yep. That's grammatical. That's fine. Okay. Back to the item at hand.
Purpose.
Is there any further discussion on item 2031? Hearing none. All in favor of adopting item 2031, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. 2031 has been adopted for countywide voting. Why do I keep closing these things? Okay. Where am I on my tracker? We didn't do this. We deferred this.
Just did that one.
Yeah, where's 2031 on here?
Line set 173.
173, thank you. 173. Approved. Similar to 2031. Similar to 2031. And ignore this one. And similar to 2031. There we go. Okay. Moving on to the next one. R 1318. No, we ignore this one because it's an R row. I'm sure there has to be something. Yeah, incomplete no resolve clauses. That is correct. That is correct. Okay. I don't see. Oh, it's 2040. Okay. We are taking up item 2040 now. And of course, I close my Google.
Point of order, Jazz.
Yes.
I am not saying this to be negative to anyone. I just do believe that there may be someone who is not a member of this committee that has been voting. Can we check in on that? I remember someone saying that they specifically were not a member.
I would say that's a problem.
So I'm here as a non-member, but I have not been voting.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to confirm.
Yeah,
someone
every
had
time
reached out
she
about
goes
that.
down the list, I've stayed quiet for CD1. Even I was here 2 days ago, and poor CD1 had nobody here, and I was like, I'm here, but I can't vote.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that follow-up.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, item 2040. In support of resolution to establish a people's primary policy banning billionaires and corporations from bullying or unduly influencing Democratic primaries. That is one hell of a title. I love you, Wesley. Is Wesley here? He's on our committee. No? Okay. Is there any further discussion on item?
Can I have a moment to read it quick?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do right now. So this way There, that should be the whole thing. Let's give it a minute.
It's
Sorry.
it's a lot of run on.
We can send it to the grammar committee after, if we approve this.
But this is the resolve call. I mean,
Yes. Should we send this to the grammar committee and take
it
it
needs
up?
it needs to be sent. It's the resolve clause doesn't make sense.
Both of them?
Hey, Jazz.
Yep.
I make a motion that we consider this at the end of the other ones, giving people time, maybe some more time to go through it. It seems like people might need a little bit more than just a minute to kind of gain their bearings. Just my thought.
That's a great thought. Do we have a second?
Second.
Fantastic. We will now move on from 2040. We will move that to the end of the meeting or a future date.
Yeah, basically the end of all of the ones we have to do.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to put a note here that we are looking at 2040 deferred to end of 10 plus. Deferred. Okay, next one, foreign policy, Palestinian statehood. We have 2010, 2055, and 2123. 2010. 2055. And 2123. Real quick, are these okay? So
They're different. Very different.
okay, so 2123 is very different, but it's kind of the same. 2010 is this, and then yes, they are very different. Okay. All right. Do we have a motion to consider these as a group?
What was the first one? I'm sorry.
We have 2010, 2055, and 2123. And we can do all of them, none of them, two of them, up to you guys.
I move to consider them individually.
Okay. We will consider them individually.
I
We are looking-
second that.
All right. We will now look at item 2010. Is there any... Oh, wow, that's a lot. What is this? This is 4 pages. Okay, I'm just gonna share this link in the chat because I can't display this in one place. So, okay, please feel free to read that. I will give you 3 minutes while I go get a drink of water.
Well, this guy at least cites his sources, it looks like.
Yeah, this is the most researched one that I saw out of the three of them.
It's more of a narrative and less of a resolution, though.
Yeah. Someone's college dissertation.
Right.
I mean, Chairman Scudder also wrote a 4-page resolution, so it's not unheard of.
And it's not the fact that it's 4 pages. It's the
Yeah.
way it's written.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. It's not entirely in resolution notation or formatting.
Yeah.
And it refers to we. We need, at the very last resolve clause, we need Israel to accept. I mean,
We can't really force them to accept anything.
right.
Yeah. That's part of the problem.
Right.
I don't disagree with what they're talking about, but it's not a good format for us to pass. It needs to be
Yeah.
rewritten.
Are all three of these resolutions related to Palestinian statehood?
They are.
Yeah.
So this is just my thoughts since we're spitballing here. Nothing against this writer, but I have to agree with all of you that this is a very wordy, very written. We'd have to do a lot of amendments, and so my thought process is that we move not to recommend this one for adoption and look at a couple of the other ones that might be a little bit better written. But and maybe we take some of his resolve clause. I
That's
think
what I
it's
was
a
hoping
him.
we could do.
They,
Yeah.
him, her.
Him. Yeah.
And incorporate them into as committee substitutes into one of the other ones. We'll pass one of them. I'm confident.
Yeah, it's a well laid out argument he's making. I just don't think it's a resolution.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think his reasoning was because, there's going to be a lot of argument around this contentious
Of
resolution, and
course.
he wanted to have no excuse for anyone to be able to shoot it down because it has everything. But yeah, that's more of a 1-pager or a 4-pager, but
yeah,
a briefing,
Yeah, if you know him, it's an incredibly well constructed argument. It's just not. It's just not what we're looking at. It's not really what we're looking at.
Yeah. Maybe that would be a platform, maybe. But yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Or just a good essay on the topic. Just.
I know Samir, the man who wrote this. He's extremely passionate about what's happening.
Yeah.
He's from Syria.
Uh-huh.
And and he's also a doctor. So
yeah, you could absolutely see his passion in this. It's an amazingly well written. It's just
mind us passing another resolution that addresses these issues. I just know because he's emailed me several times about me being on the resolutions committee, and he actually ran himself for this position, and so he was wanting me to be sure that we do touch base on this topic and we pass.
Of course.
Tell him it's incredibly well written argument.
Tell him we would like to meet him. Is he going to be at the convention?
You will be there.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. If I make it, I would love to meet him because it's one of the topics me and my wife spend the most amount of time talking about, and it always feels weird because, well, for lack of a better term, we're a white family.
Yeah.
But it's something that we're very it's a big deal in our house. We talk about it all the time. So
we're sitting at the platform.
What's that?
Are we going to sit at the platform, or we're going to do something with it?
I
think what my suggestion was that we move not to adopt this specific one and look at one of the other twos and maybe take some of his resolve clauses, just cut them down and put them on one of the other one.
Yeah.
The only one that's sort of like it is 2055.
Yeah.
Is it the appropriate time to make that motion, Jess?
Yes.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to not adopt this resolution and consider one of the other two.
Okay. It's your second?
Second.
Cool.
And with the note that this is incredibly well done.
Yes, for the record.
I just want that on the record. Yeah.
It's like you almost want to make a motion to take it out of resolution form and just put it in an email to everybody.
Yes.
Just everyone should read it because it was good and we all need this info.
Yeah, it's incredibly well written.
We have a second. Are we ready for a vote?
Yep, let's go to a vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none. Yeah, we will not consider item. I forgot the number, but that item.
2010.
I
2010.
have
There we
lost them written.
go. Okay. We are now looking at item 2055. We do have a motion to consider all these individually. Is there any further discussion on item 2055?
That's a good one.
I will give you all a minute.
Can you pull up 2020, 21, 23 next to it? Because I think there's some things that we can combine the two possibly.
Oopsie.
After 21, 23, can we put 2010 beside it so that we can extract?
Yes. For now, let's just look at these two, and I'll bring up 2010 again.
Well, I almost feel like the last resolve clause on 21, 23 should be the first resolve clause on 2055.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
but these
sounds
are
like a motion.
I moved to the last resolve clause in 2020, 21, 23 be the first resolve clause in 2055.
Second.
okay.
Oh,
We have this resolve clause. Do we have any further discussion on adding this resolve clause? Oh, let me do the thing here. And be it further. There. All right. Is there any further discussion on the amendment to add this resolve clause? Hearing none. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. And then, is there anything else from 21, 23 you want to consider here or no?
I'm having trouble seeing it on my screen. Are there any resolve clauses related to Israel withdrawing from the occupied territory in Palestine?
Yes, that is in the resolve clause, the second one.
Okay, perfect.
2055.
Perfect.
Okay. Now I'll bring 2010 back over for all of you. This beautiful essay.
Yeah.
Is there? I don't even know where to begin with this. Just
I motion to bring the first paragraph, the second whereas clause from 2010 into 2055.
So you want this, the second paragraph in 2010?
Yeah, that one. I think just that adds is a good point to bring in. We may need to amend it a little, to change it up a little bit to make it make sense, but I think that's a good point to bring in.
Where would you like to add this in here?
I guess into 2055.
Yeah,
I guess
between which whereas clause?
I think between the after this as a third whereas between the second and third whereas clause.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's where it would make the most sense.
Okay.
Second.
We have a second. Is there any further discussion on this amendment?
Can I also amend my amendment?
Sure.
I would just for sake of making it flow, delete this first part. So it's just Palestinian human rights are systematic restricted under Israeli military occupation, and then so on and so forth.
Yes,
Okay.
I agree.
Mhm.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on the amendment to the amendment? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I.
Hearing none. The amendment to the amendment passes. Back to the amendment. Is there any further discussion on this amendment?
Just one point, it's a minor one, but I don't think it's really necessary to say this is evidence, but comma, evidence by apartheid-like policies and severe movement. The
That's
second
a grammatical error. That's fine.
I mean, like remove evidence. Remove this is comma after Gaza.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see what you're
there
saying.
shouldn't be multiple sentences in one clause.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand.
So yeah, that's actually the perfect way to go about it.
You
Okay.
make the change. I just approve it.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Next
Oh,
is
shoot. That's an actual change. That's an amendment to an amendment. Do we have a motion for this amendment to the amendment?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any further discussion on the amendment to the amendment? Hearing none. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, the amendment to the amendment is approved. Back to the amendment. Is there any further discussion on this amendment?
Be appropriate to create co-authors on a resolution?
The authors will not be included.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For
You know
example,
who the authors are?
it should be severe movement restrictions, comma, for.
Yeah.
That's a grammatical thing then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and grammatical can go in later also on this one.
That's fine. Yeah, okay. All right. Is there any further discussion on this amendment? Hearing none. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Point of information.
Mhm.
So when these get to the committee as a whole, they don't have the authors' names attached to them?
Correct. When we present to the convention, they will not have the authors. We will just present resolutions.
Oh, okay, cool. Did not know that.
Okay. Is there any further discussion on item 2055?
I'd like to make the motion to add the second to last resolved on 2010 and bring it over to 2055.
Okay. And where would you like this resolved placed?
Let me look real quick.
At the very end?
I think the very end would be good because it's a pretty good like overall statement. And it's pretty strong.
But it's more of a whereas than it is a resolve.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because it's not asking us to do anything.
Change it. Can we change it to a whereas?
Yeah, it hasn't been seconded yet, right?
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with changing it to a whereas and adding it.
Okay. So motion to add this as a whereas clause. Where would you like this?
I think as the last one would be good.
I agree.
Yes, I think that would be fine. Right at the end, the last whereas.
All right. Is there any discussion on this amendment? Hearing none, let's take for a vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
We had an extra paragraph in there.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Is there any further discussion on item 2055? Hearing none. Go ahead.
I was just saying, it looks good. It reads well.
There we go. All right. All in favor of item 2055, please signify by saying aye.
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 All right.
Any opposed? Motion carries as adopted, as amended. So, okay, to my tracker. Merged into 2055. Merged into 2055. And approved. All right. We're looking at labor next. 2177. I did it again. Ah,
It was 2177.
that's right.
I think you closing it is your brain's way of saying, hey, I finished a test. Let's close that out.
Right, yeah. All right.
Hector Cuddy.
Item 2177 is now on your screen. If you have not read it, I'll give you a minute and then we can discuss.
So Jazz, I have read this resolution. I believe he's actually, yeah, he's from Tarrant County. We met him at the convention. There are a good amount of grammatical errors on here from what I remember. So that's why I would maybe suggest subcommittee, but just throwing that out there.
Okay. I mean, if you want to do grammatical changes right now, go for it.
Unfortunately, I don't have that capacity right now, but trust, I will be back to it next meeting.
I think this one should be taken up because I think what he wants to do is that we need the Texas Democratic Party reaffirm its commitment to the establishment of unions. So I think we're very pro-union, and it's about the resolve clause says, as elected representatives, create laws and regulations in favor of the creation of unions. I think it's not very well worded. I think again he wants more so that we.
Okay.
From what I remember, yes, that was his intent. I mean, obviously, I can't speak for him, but I do believe you're right, David.
Okay. So the motion is to send to committee?
Yes.
All right. Do a second.
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Hearing none. Motion carries and sent to subcommittee.
For
Okay.
the record, I do love this resolution. No hate towards the author.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Oh, we did this one. Okay. Yes. All right. Substantially similar to 2137. Oh, no, hang on. 2137 is separate. Let's look at how many we have. What does this say? Corporate power for competition. Yeah, these are combining a lot of things. I don't believe there's enough. We can come back to this one later. 2137 will be deferred if we want to take it up or not. All right, now let's look at 2006 and 2018. Yep, we had this one earlier where we thought we didn't have enough, but here's the rest where we do have enough. And just to confirm, yes, we have plenty. Okay. We're going to look at 2016 and 2018 next.
20 what?
2016? Oh, sorry, 2006.
Oh.
2006 and 2018. My bad. 2006 and 2018. Wait a second, are these the same?
We looked at 2018, didn't we?
Yeah, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Let's look at the work.
Well, I don't have anything on 2018. I don't have like,
I feel like we just looked at it. Or maybe I
the
read it.
same author. Let's see one thing. 2018. Oopsie, 2018.
I don't think we have, and this one discusses APAC funding, which I think
Right. Slightly
something
different.
that
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm looking through the ones we've approved, and I don't see any that are.
Okay, it looks like the whereas clauses are substantially similar, and it's the resolve clauses that change. Yeah, it's the resolve clauses that have changed.
And I make a motion that we move to combine these two resolutions into one.
That would then just be 2006, because it looks like everything in 2018 is in 2006, just 2006 is a lot more into it.
Then I
So,
make a motion that we only consider 2006.
Seconded.
okay. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on item 2006? I will give you all a minute, actually, because this is another long one. Please feel free to read. The whereas clauses are the same. In fact, I'll share the link in the chat.
I actually think 2018's resolve clauses are better written.
We can bring them in.
Yeah.
Or we can just use 2018. We can shoot this one down and go to 2018.
Yeah, I think 2018's they say roughly the same thing, and 2018 I think is more concise and better.
Okay. Is there any further discussion on item 2006 then? Hearing none, we'll take it for a vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, please signify by saying nay.
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 All right. I heard 2 ayes and 3 nays, so it is in the opinion of the chair that the nays have it.
I would say aye, yeah.
what were we voting on? I'm sorry.
We're voting on item 2006, and
Yep.
the thing that Howard said was 2018 is more concise and better worded.
Yeah, as like a base to start with, I think they're functionally saying the exact same thing. It's just I think if we're going to pick one of the two, we go with 2018.
Okay.
They're functionally saying the exact same thing.
Yeah. In fact, everything in 2018
Yeah.
is in 2006. 2006 just has a few more random little things here.
Yeah, that I think muddy it and make it very confusing.
Yeah, I agree to take 2018 instead, but I just wasn't sure what I was voting on, so I didn't say.
Okay. So you're going to vote no here on item 2006, and then we can consider item 2018.
My vote on item 2006 is a nay.
Okay. The nays have it. We are moving on to item 2018.
I move to consider for adoption item 2018.
Okay. Second. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on item 2018? In fact, let me just scroll down and give you the resolve clauses so it's a bit easier.
We just get rid of that just so it's
Yes. Oh, okay, there we go. All right. Is there any further discussion on item 2018? Hearing none, let's take it for a vote. All in favor of item 2018, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Item 2018 passes as adopted without amendments.
Point of information, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Just I wanted to give you the 10-minute warning.
Thank you, sir. All right. Next one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That one's similar too. Okay. And now criminal justice, abolish the death penalty. Those overlap. So 14 minus 2 is 12. We can take it. Yes. Okay. We're going to look at items 2122 and 2151.
$21.51. What's the other one?
2122. This is where I was getting kind of tired and my resolutions got slower.
I think I'll move that we take up 2151. That 2122 is more about, it's more platform. And 2151 is more detailed as far as abolishing the death penalty and commuting the people who are on death row.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Great. We will take up item 2151. Is there any further discussion on item 2151?
Nope.
I'd like to speak against.
Okay.
So this is kind of a hot button topic, I know, for a lot of people. I'm not 100% on board with doing away with the death penalty. I think there's crimes out there that are heinous enough that, in my opinion, people don't deserve to stay living for those certain crimes. I will recognize, though, that as a government, Texas needs to do better. All states need to do better at ensuring we're not convicting and trying and sentencing to death innocent people. It happens way too often. So I would maybe move to add a resolve clause that the government create. I'm trying to figure out how to word it. I want to say like let's try this here. I move to add a resolve clause that states that the government will create a commission to review all people currently sitting on death row to ensure there's not a shred of doubt that they may possibly be innocent. I'm not sure if that's too wordy.
Point of order.
Yes.
We were discussing about adopting 2151. He was talking about not for against it. So it's
He's
not time
right.
to do a
My
resolution.
amendment is out of order. I withdraw it.
Okay. Great catch. Howard, see your hands up.
I would like to speak out in favor of this.
Okay.
This is kind of something with me, like, as we can create, like, you can create commissions, you can create systems to try to figure out if someone's innocent or guilty. But there is always a chance that new evidence will come out, no matter how many times you check it, no matter how many times you do what. And and I think that's it. On top of that, this is slightly more of a kind of moralistic religious argument, but it's just ethically, morally, and depending on how you view your faith and religion. I'm Catholic, I'm Christian. I do not think humans have the right to decide someone deserves to die. That, as my grandfather says, that power only belongs to God. And I know separation church and state, but that's where I've kind of always sat on this: is humans don't have the right to decide whether or not someone dies, no matter what they did.
And just people of color are disproportionately more on death row than anybody else. I don't think it's given out fairly, and also it's not, to me, it's not a punishment. I mean, more of a punishment is be sitting in jail in a tiny cell for the rest of your life than if you're killed. I mean, you're dead. You really aren't you don't have to live with the fact of what you've done. So again, the fact that more people of color are given the death penalty than others, I think is also, we'll never get it right. We shouldn't be taking people's lives. We just should be putting them in jail.
I call the question in the because of time.
Okay. We are now moving to a vote. All in favor of item 2151, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
Nay.
All right, motion carries as adopted. All right, good job, everybody. We still have.
Did we adopt it?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm just confused.
I'm actually confused because we were discussing it.
She called the question.
Yeah.
When you call the question, it goes straight to a vote. That's it.
And my answer would be nay.
But the motion, there was still more ayes than 2 nays.
A second to call the question.
Yeah. The question was called. It was approved. I forgot what I wrote for these. Ignore. Okay. All right. Oh, we just have one more left in the. No, we have a few more. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. We'll take these up. Looks like one. Actually, we probably only have. We have one more. Would it be okay if we go over just to get rid of the 10 plus?
Do you need a motion to go over the time?
Yeah. I mean, we don't need a
make a
motion to go over
motion.
the time. We just need a motion to I'll bring up one of these, 2042 or 2112.
I have another meeting at 9:15, but I can go until then.
Okay.
Point of information, actually more of a point of inquiry. Is that the one that I had motioned to defer to the end? Is this the very last one?
Oh, no, never mind. You're right. Yeah, we can end it here. We still have 2 more then.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, that means we have 3 more actually. So yeah, we cannot do that tonight. Okay. We'll move on to the next one, or we'll do those 3 tomorrow. Now, as for the rest, the ones that are not discussed further down, if you have any of your personal favorites, bring them up, and we can.
I'm sorry. Point of order. We moved the question. We voted on moving the question. We never actually voted on passing that resolution.
No, it was to call the question.
It would have to pass a 2/3 majority if you call the question.
Do we not have 2/3?
We only voted once, so I know that we didn't. Either we didn't actually call the question or we didn't actually pass it. I think we can do that pretty quick.
I think we were discussing it and I called the question.
Yeah. And then we voted. That the next vote should have been to call the question, to move the previous question, technically.
To be honest, I should look it up, but I don't think in a committee you can call the question in a committee.
We'll come back to that then. We'll bring it up tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be the first thing we do tomorrow then?
Yeah, first thing tomorrow.
Okay.
Sounds great.
See you all tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Cool.
Wait,
Mark.
move to adjourn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second.
I second it. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, y'all. Have a good night. We'll see
Yeah.
you tomorrow.
I
Good
think
night,
that-
everyone.
Honestly, I think doing it tomorrow is better anyways, too. I don't think we should just kind of rush through that one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Okay, that's great.
See you all later.
Good night.